Hi 30A Yoga. I'm back in the studio. It feels so good, but I miss having my students in front of me, but I have virtual hope. If you're out there, say hi, please. Today's Wednesday. I call this ABC Yoga or Align, Balance, and Core. Gonna try to do just core this morning. We've got 20 minutes, so get yourself ready to go. Hopefully everybody's been following, doing something, getting out there, being active, rather than making that pass from your couch to your refrigerator. I think this could go a couple of different ways for some people. So carve out some time for you to keep yourself healthy, and hopefully this is your time. So we're gonna sit still for a moment and just find our breath and find our core. That core, if you take your hands and just rub it, that's your core. So we'll sit with our sit bones firmly planted, our chest raised, and breathe. Let's drop our shoulders, just maybe round your shoulders a little bit, relax them. Find your breath. For those of you new to yoga, when you breathe on the expansion of the posture and you exhale on the contraction of the posture. So to practice with that, as we lift our fingers up high to the sky, we're extending. So take a deep breath in, tuck your belly button toward your spine to find that core. And exhale, come down. One more breath in, lift. And exhale, come down. Let's try to isolate those core muscles here. So as we take a deep breath in, stretch your fingertips high, suck your belly button toward your navel, and imagine you're wrapping your whole core around your spine. That's your solar plexus for those of you who did the chakra series with me. So tucking in your core, dropping your tailbone, lifting your heart, there's your core. Let's go ahead and twist to the right. So now that I figured this out, the camera changes it so that you and I can mirror each other. So left hand to the right knee, take a breath in and straighten your spine. And as you do, take your upper body to the right. So consider that your outside body, and then take your inner body to the left. So what you're doing is tightening up your core, and you're dropping the left hip down. Outer body goes to the right, inner body goes to the left. So you're really finding and isolating your core there. And as you isolate it, you should feel that tapas, discipline, or heat. So our core, when we activate our core, that's when we really get some heat going on. So let's relax and come back into center. Again, align your spine. Take a breath in and lift. And exhale, let's twist it to the other side now. My left, hopefully your left too, if things are working right. So take a breath in and open up, straighten out your spine, wrap your outer body to the left, tuck your core in and take your inner body to the right. In other words, set your right hip sit bone on the mat and just twist your inner body to the right as you just let your left outer body twist to the left. And there's your core. Take a breath in and lift. Let's take our fingertips behind our mastoid bone. Spread your elbows nice and wide. Lift your heart. And exhale, draw your chin to your chest and make a nice C curve. Take a breath in and lift. And exhale, nice C curve. Really stretch that myofascia, creating that kyphosis, that round curve of your back. Breath in and lift. Exhale and come down. Think we've got it warmed up. Let's do some neck rolls just to make sure. Get those Rice Krispies out of your neck. Inhale as you lift. Exhale as you tuck your chin in. One more. And one more. Let's go the other way. Take a breath in and lift. Exhale. Push that air out. Chin to chest. One more. And tilt it down. There you go. All right. Let's work on some core this morning. Let's go ahead and lay on our back. Go ahead and take your sit bones on the ground, your feet on the ground, and gently roll down to your back, letting each vertebrae land on your mat. Gotcha. Make sure I'm centered here. Let's go ahead and align your spine. So we've done this in class before. Take your middle finger and find your hip point. Take your thumb and find your lower ribs. So if you have any kind of scoliosis or S curve in your back, one side might be shorter than the other. So go ahead and rest your back of your pelvis on the mat and make sure that spine is aligned. Use your core to flatten your lumbar spine as you press each vertebrae into the mat, drifting up toward your thoracic spine. Let your shoulders soften. Let your arms come off to the side. Chin is lifting up towards the ceiling. See if you can your shoulders. Go ahead and take a breath in. Bring your knees to your chest. As you make that nice C curve again, I don't know if you noticed, but this is pretty much like child upside down. So draw your forehead to your knees. Go ahead and let your head go back, arms off to the side, send your feet up towards the ceiling. So again, it takes a little bit of core just to lift those legs up. So let's rotate our ankles around. I hope y'all are doing this with me. Gonna start out easy, getting a little bit heat. If you notice, I'm in the studio. It's a little chilly outside. So Friday I'll have a new location, but today was just a little chilly. Let's go ahead and drop our knees into our chest again. Chin towards the knees, or excuse me, forehead towards the knees. And we're gonna roll it on back again. Feet come up. Go ahead and send your heels towards the ceiling. Go ahead and soften your shoulders. Chin lifts up ever so slightly towards the ceiling. And if you grab your heels towards the ceiling and your toes towards that nice back of the leg stretch. Let's go ahead and just dip one toe into the water and the next. This is a good time to just gently remind yourself that you're working your core. If you're starting to lift your belly button off the mat, then you're creating that lumbar curve again. So try to soften. Lumbar curves are fine. A little bit of curve goes a long way to take the pressure so it's not completely vertically stacked on the spine. You got a little bit of curve to move the weight around a little bit. But again, too much of a curve can cause strain. Let's go ahead and bring our knees into our chest. Pushing all that air out. Breath in, let it rise. I'm going to try some reverse crunches here. So you're going to, almost as if somebody's picking your ankles up, and lift your hips off the ground. And there's that core again, that nice tapas. Lift and lift. Let's go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And knees into the chest. I'm cheating here. Go ahead and grab your right knee into your chest. Let your left leg go nice and long. That left leg is long, but it's active. Squeeze that knee. This is everybody's favorite here. You're going to take your left hand off to the side. Just roll that right hip around. We did a little bit of hip movement on Wednesday. Hopefully I wasn't alone. Hopefully somebody was doing that with me. And then let that right knee fall off to the side. So again, you feel that counterbalance there. Try to press that left shoulder into the mat. Left knee comes in. Left hand to left knee, right hand off to the side. Just roll over on your left hip. Knee comes into the chest, left knee comes into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze, Apanasana, and give your back a little bit of love here by lifting your pelvis off the mat. Right leg goes long, left knee into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Right hand off to the side. Let that left leg just drift, opening up your left hip. Becoming aware. Is there any kinks? Is there any joints? Remember, always go to just enough to create that sensation, the sensation you want. Let's roll the hip around, not the sensation you don't want, in other words. And left knee falls off to the side. Left knee into the chest, right hand to roll over on your right side this time. Trying to keep your left shoulder on the mat. And left knee into the chest. Go ahead and bring both knees to the chest. Forehead to the knees, and that right knee stays up. Go ahead and switch. Left knee comes in. Yep, we're doing yoga bicycles. So bring it in, bring it in. Lots of variations here. You can take your hands to the back of your chin, or your mastoid bone there, that bone behind your ear. You should feel your core. You can also go ahead and do a little bit of reverse here, getting your obliques. So as you bring your left knee in, you can take your right elbow, opposite elbow to the knee. I'm going to ask you to do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Come on, Jamie, if you're out there. 2 and 1. Knees into the chest. Yeah. And go ahead and lift those legs up again. We're going to drop them down. Feet nice and parallel. Check those hips again. Check your spine. Make sure things are nice and elongated. You're going to press your heels into the mat. We're going to come up to a bridge here. So draw your knees in towards each other, and as you scoop your tailbone under, go ahead and send your knees forward and lift your hips up to bridge. Tuck your shoulders in for a nice support of the back of your neck. Lift your chin off your chest and lift. Breathe, breathe. If you get those hips high enough, it's actually a nice hip stretch. And exhale, lower down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Knees into the chest. Let's do it one more time. Feet down to the mat, arms off to the side, chin lifts, hips lift, shoulders tuck. Let's go ahead and come up a little bit higher. Yeah, you know you can. Lift your hips, squeeze your knees together, come up to the balls of your feet. Feel those glutes? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Exhale, lower down. Let's go ahead and drop our knees into our chest. Going to plant the left foot, drop the right leg over. So this is a number 4. So again, check those hips. You're going to have a tendency, if that right leg's crossing over, to squeeze the left hip to the left ribs. But go ahead and send those hips around so they're nice and squared. Bring that left knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Breathe. And straighten out your left leg. Lift your hips off the mat and do some reverse crunches here. Drop that left foot. Take that right leg, take it all the way over. Arms are off to the side. Let's go ahead and drop those knees, both knees off to the left. Take a couple of breaths here. Crunches are coming. Fingers tip the back of the mastoid bone. Good way to get that nice side firmed up here. Breath in. And I'm going to ask you to do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Knees into the chest. And we'll do the other side. That right leg drops. Left leg crosses over. Again, check your spine. Make sure those hips are nice and side by side, equidistance. Go ahead and draw your right knee into your chest. Give it a squeeze. Send that right leg nice and long. Give it another squeeze, so much so that you're lifting your hips off the mat. And we'll lift, 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 and lift. Right foot drops. Arms come off to the side. Go ahead and cross that left leg all the way over and let both knees fall to the right. Breathe. Crunch time. Fingertips behind the mastoid bone, and we'll go. How about 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope you did that with me. Knees into the chest. We're going to send those legs nice and long again. Heels towards the ceiling, toes towards the nose. Suck in that core. Draw your lower ribs towards each other to really engage that core. Lower your legs down ever so slowly. Let's take it about halfway. How about a fourth of the way? How about hover, hover, hover? Let's go ahead and open them up, bringing them up. There you go. Plant that hip. Make sure and get in touch with your core. Exhale, lower down. Lower down, hover, hover, hover. Keep that nice and long. Open up your legs, bring them up. We're going to do 2 more. Lower, lower, lower. Ever so slowly, ever so slowly. It's all about control. Sthira Sukham, steadiness and ease. Hover. Last one here, bring it up. I think the best Shavasana comes after a hot core. Lower down, lower down, lower down, lower down. Hover, hover, hover. Let it go. You did 20 minutes of core. You rock. Let's go ahead and just take our bodies nice and long for Shavasana. I'm going to ask you stretch with a nice long body. Soften things up. Take a breath in, lift your arms up. Send your fingers and toes far away from each other as you tuck your core into the mat. Let's go ahead and make like a banana. Thank you, Lori Schultz. We're going to take both your feet and your hands to the right. Breath in, make it long. Exhale, feet and hands go to the left for banana over on that side. Inhale and exhale. I'll see you Friday.